by poachers. Another group disputes the claims. Jericho began caring for his brother's cubs after the lion was killed by a Minnesota dentist. Zimbabwe is calling for the man's extradition on poaching charges. Tonight, the world is one step closer to knowing whether a piece of plane debris found in the Indian Ocean is part of a missing jetliner. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappeared more than a year ago, and today that piece of debris arrived for testing. Alex Marquardt is on Reunion Island with the very latest information.
What started here on the shores of a small island off the coast of southeastern Africa has now traveled more than 5,000 miles, carried off the beach on Reunion Island, flown to Paris, then driven to a military lab in Toulouse, France today. There, experts will analyze the 8-foot plane part, identified as a flaperon, the part of a plane that helps turn and slow it down for landing.
There's some very interesting forensics that can be done on metal. They can look at how metal bends, how metal breaks. They'll be looking for potential explosive witness marks.
So far, we know this: the numbers 657BB found on the debris, matching this Boeing 777 maintenance manual. If it turns out to be a positive match for Flight 370, as experts increasingly believe, the fact that the piece of wreckage is barely damaged could support the U.S. belief that someone was at the controls and deliberately took the plane off course.
If you wanted to minimize the amount of floating debris, the best way to do that would likely be ditch the airplane, land it on the water, intact, open the doors, let it fill up, and sink.
But there are still plenty of other possibilities. For the families who have been agonizing for more than 500 days, this discovery may not provide the answers they want.
Almost everybody believes at this point that this was a murder-suicide.
And French investigators say that work to conclusively identify that piece of debris will begin on Wednesday. Teams from Boeing and the National Transportation Safety Board will be arriving on Tuesday to join that effort. Alex Marquardt, ABC News on Reunion Island.
Coming up, a historic achievement, what famous dancer Misty Copeland has just done that's never been done before, and the message she has for young people who want to follow in her footsteps. Plus, last night's Blue Moon like you haven't seen or heard before, the special performance that caught people by surprise in Georgetown. But first, coming clean, the new information just released by the Clinton family as Hillary makes a run for the White House. The news at 6 continues next.
Mobile Track Center.